won the first class of grade 6 Inspire Computing. So as you guys know, we are following the Inspire Computing book, the workbook, and we'll be discussing starting from the beginning of Unit 1. So now, yes, we started a little bit late, so we started this month now. So because of that reason, my plan is we will go through the first couple of units a little bit faster so that we can get up to date when we reach somewhere in April, so that you can focus on your exams. Okay. Hello. Hi Onaya, how are you? Good. Did you get the files I sent? The screenshots? Okay, nice, perfect. Okay, and you can actually, so I bought the book from Sarasari bookshop. So Sarasari has the book. I bought it last week, 6,000, I think 6,400 rupees. So you can buy the book if you are, and I think you can order it online as well. Okay, so that's perfect. Okay, and who else is there? We have Dinanya. Hi. Hello. Hello. Hi. How are you? Okay, perfect. So, quick question for both of you. Now, at your school, which unit are you guys at now? Unit 2 then? You are in Unit 2. Perfect. Okay. But what about Onaya? Are you you are in Unit 6? Okay. How come that you all went that fast? Okay. Perfect. Anyway, okay. So we'll go through it as smooth as possible. I'm not going to rush it, but we'll go through it smooth so that you guys can understand what this is. Okay. So first of all, for this databases unit, so we need to have access to Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel, or you guys can use Google also. ඕන එකක් පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් Google Drive එකේ අපිට පුළුවන් we can use Google Sheets to handle the Excel, as well as you can use Microsoft Excel to try this out. Okay, so just make sure that you have access to it, because මේක practice කරන්න තරමට lazy. මේක type කරලා බලලා data ටික හදන හැටි ඉගෙන ගන්නකොට ඒ විදිහට යනකොට lazy, because then you will memorize it. Hari, okay. So we'll be jumping into Unit 1, and we are going to start the first. We are going to go through 2 lessons during this class. Super. So databases. Now let's jump in and see what is there for us to go. Okay. So පුතා මෙහෙමයි. Now every time අපි class එක අපි unit එකක් start කරනකොට, in this unit, at the beginning itself, it has a certain set of objectives. Okay, so objectives කියන්නේ so Onaya, what is objectives? මොනවාද objectives කියන්නේ? Can Dinanya tell me? What do you what is an objective? Okay, so objective එක කියන්නේ මොකක් හරි අන්තිමට වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් let's say you are reading a book, so the objective must be for you to learn something, right? අපි මොකක් හරි දෙයක් කරනකොට objective එක කියන්නේ ඒකේ අන්තිමටම අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන දේ. හරි. So every time in this book, when we start a unit, there's a certain set of key objectives specifically mentioned in the unit. So when you finish this, these points should be, you should learn these points. Okay, so අපි බලමු මොනවාද objectives ටික කියලා. So අපි පටන් ගන්න. So we do have 5 primary objectives. One is to understand the key features of database management systems. So අපි ඉගෙන ගන්නවා database management system එක කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියන එක. Plus its features. Then we'll go through understanding different data types. Right? And also we'll try to understand that what is the data structure. Right? Data structure එක කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියන එක. And how to use search queries. So this is something which we will look slowly. And then how to use select and how to select what type of software applications which can be used to create databases and use it for these particular goals. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි බලනවා මොනවද අපිට තියෙන software ಜಾති මෙන්න මේ දේ කරගන්න කියන එක. හරි. Okay, so these are the 5 key topics which we will be going through. So let's start from lesson 1. Hari. So during the last class, Onaya was there, so you should remember we talked about data, right? Data and information. How data is there, and we talked about why we need to store data, right? So in this lesson, we will be learning about looking at different ways of how to store information. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි මොකක් හරි වචනයක් හරි මොකක් හරි දෙයක් සේව් කරන්න පුළුවන් විදි ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. අපි මේ විදි ටික තමයි මේක ඉගෙන ගන්න. So the different ways you can store the information. So let's see what you can put into a database. Right? So let's look at these 3 buildings. Okay, so we have a supermarket, and we have a school, and we have a hospital. Right? Now so you guys have been to all 3 places, right? ඉස්කෝලේ කොහොමත් යනවානේ, සුපර්මාකට් එකත් ගිහලා තියෙනවානේ. So what are the supermarkets we have, like big supermarkets? Onaya, මොනවද තියෙන supermarkets? Perfect. One more. Cargills. Yes. ගෙදර යන ගමන් Cargills. Okay. And what type? Okay. Have you been to a hospital when you're sick?
Yes, sir.
කොහෙද ගිහලා තියෙන්නේ? Lessons. Okay. Super. Okay. So school, you obviously know, you go to school, right? Okay. Then let's say we'll take these 3 examples. Now let's write down the different types of data where we will have in these 3 different types of locations. මොකද complex දේවල් නෙමෙයි. අපි කියන්නේ ගොඩාක් බැරෑරුම් දේවල් හිතන්න එපා, නිකන් simple දේවල් ටිකක් හිතමු. හරි? Okay, so in your book, let's write down let's put the topic as information. හරි? Types of information. topic එක ලියන්නකෝ. අපි මේක ලියන්න topic එකට looking at ways to store information. Harry. Dinanya, you also write. Make a layer number, put the title, and then okay. So after writing the title, let's write down these 3. So let's start with the supermarket. Hari? So මොනවද supermarket එකක තියෙන්නේ? මොකද්ද? හරි, ඔයාලා ලියන්න write down a subtitle as supermarket. Okay? So supermarket. Okay? Now Okay, so now let's discuss. Okay, maybe then ඔය දෙන්නට so somebody is giving you the opportunity to go and write down all the information which a supermarket has or needs to store. Okay, ඒ කියන්නේ supermarket එකක මොනවද තියෙන information points, data points අපි save කරන්න ඕනේ, right? The specific data which is there in a supermarket. අපි exam මම ඔයාලට නිකන් first example එකක් දෙන්න. supermarket එකක so what do we have in a supermarket? What do you have? Yes.
Vegetables.
Sorry?
Fruits.
Fruits, perfect. Perfect. So now fruits. Now when you say fruits, fruits falls under a category, right? That's a type of a category. So that means we can say now type of information. So fruits, okay. So fruits alla monada thiyen information. What type of information do we have? Can you guess? Okay, so what type of fruits we have? Type of fruits, ek information එකක්, right? Let's say we have apples, we have pears, we have peaches, we have oranges, we can have grapes, and so forth, right? So that means an information point would be type of fruits. Got the idea? Onaya, got the point? So, yeah, okay. So let's write that down. Give me 1 second. I'll get my note. Okay, let's write it down. Hold on. Nice. So let me put it here. Types of information. Supermarket. Okay. Okay, now let me type it down. Okay, so we have the supermarket. So types of information. Let's get this. Let's get it. So let's put type of fruits. Okay, and then we can have the type of what else?
Vegetables.
Vegetables, perfect, yes. Okay, what else? Medicine. Okay, medicine. Medicine, will it be, so that would be part of the supermarket, but it will be part of the pharmacy also, no? Ek pharmacy එකෙත් තියෙන එකක් නේද? What do you think? Yeah, I'm just asking. Yes, yeah, okay. So let's say type of medicine. Okay, nice. තව මොනවද? ගොඩක් තියෙනවා තව. We have a lot.
Types of groceries.
Groceries, okay. Now, yes, perfect. Good answer. Now, groceries, we can keep that in a big category as groceries. Otherwise, remember, you can actually go into more detail also. Right? So now in this case we'll call it groceries. Yeah, that's okay. But but sorry, we have the option of going forward and having different types of groceries in it as well. In the sense, we can say types of milk powder, types of soya meat, or types of drinks, types of whatnot. You have a lot, right? So I believe so. Now, since we are just going to have a highlighted item, so let's put it as type of go type of. Give me 1 second. Why isn't this getting typed? Type of groceries. Okay. Nice. Hari. Okay. What else? අපි තව දෙකක් තුනක් විතර ලියමු.
Bakery items.
Bakery items. Perfect. Bakery items. තව what else?
Types of stationery items.
Stationery items. Yes. So how can we? So how do you say it? Stationery items? Or some has books also, right? Some supermarkets, they do have a certain section for books. Apico Supercenter has. I have seen. Right? දැකලා තියෙනවද? They do have books. So let's call it books and stationery. Okay, that would be the good best thing. Okay, one more item. Now think about, okay, so think about, don't think about the items now, okay? Think about the other people who is there in a supermarket. කවුද වැඩ කරන්නේ supermarket එකේ? Yeah. Cashier. But since we are only talking about the big picture, we can call them employees, right? So employees are also there. Employees, right? Perfect. Nice. Okay. So yeah, Dinanya, are you okay? Did you get the point as well? Did you write it down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You understood the way we looked at things, right? How we got the idea. Hari. Okay. Then let's get the school. Okay. So what is there in a school? If we look at a school now you saw how we looked at the supermarket, right? So in the supermarket we saw that there are different types of data which we can store, right? So we can store types of fruits, type of vegetables, types of medicine, and so these are just some examples, right? So for a school, what type of data or information which we can store? මොනවද එන්නේ? Teachers. Okay, yes. Teachers. Students. Perfect. Yes.
Tables, chair.
Exactly. So students, so tables and chairs. We'll think about that from the top. Where do we have, like, where do you see tables and chairs? Inside where?
Classroom.
Inside classrooms, exactly. So we need to have classrooms. Now inside a classroom we can have tables, right? Okay. What else?
Principal.
Um, yes, principal and vice principal and all the rest of the, let's say, management of a school, they actually fall under the same category as staff, right? They are the ones who are working there. So we have teachers, we can actually put this as staff. So they will be the ones who are maintaining the school. Hari, Maru. So did we miss anything? What else? What do you have in your schools?
Library.
Library, perfect. So library, now here we have now when we take the library, we have to think about another few items. So inside the library, what do we have?
Books.
Exactly. So let's put the library, and then under the library we can put books, right? We can put books. Nice, perfect. Now see, this is called, now in the industry, in the IT industry and in any industry, we call this brainstorming. So what we do is we get together and we think about a specific topic. Okay, තව තියෙනවා. Still we have some more. මොනවද එන්නේ? තව මොනවද ඉස්කෝලේ එක තියෙන්නේ? What else do you have?
Science laboratory.
The laboratory, exactly. So, what do you exactly call it?
Science lab.
Science lab. Okay. So we'll put the word as laboratory, but science lab is also, yeah, we'll just call it the laboratory. Lab, L-A-B, laboratory.
Cafeteria.
Exactly. I was just waiting for you to say that. Yes, cafeteria. So, what does your school call the cafeteria? Different schools have different names.
Canteen.
Canteen, exactly. So you call it the canteen, or you call it the cafeteria. Some schools they call it the tuck shop. Okay, so it all differs based on the school. Okay, so let's put that as well. Canteen. Tavanad. Done. That's it.
Playground.
Sorry?
Playground.
Playgrounds. Yeah, but playground, do you think you want to keep something saved about the playground? Maybe then think about this like this. So let's say you are documenting all the points in a school. එතකොට when you look at this one, so based on the data we have here, so these are all items which we can actually have inside the school. No? So you can have teachers. Teachers කියන්නේ දැන් එතකොට අපි teachers ලා save කරනකොට we can save all the details about teachers. Right? Teacher ගේ නම, teacher ගේ වයස, the subject that teacher is teaching, and gender, birthday, where he or she lives, and all this, and education qualifications, right? So if you take students, students also have a profile, right? So your mother's name, your father's name, your birthday, your gender, and where you come from, your parents' qualifications, right? All these information. Sorry?
Student achievement.
Students' achievements also, yes. Yeah, that is also something which is under the students, right? But that's where that can be saved. So classrooms also has a certain set of data. Then classroom classroom you have the grade, right? You have a grade. Can it, which grade classroom, plus the classroom will have a number or some sort of a name allocated to it, right? So what is, how does your school classroom names are created? 1A, 1B, එහෙමද තියෙන්නේ? Otherwise does they have names? කොහොමද classrooms වල නම් තියෙන්නේ?
Grade 6 Edexcel.
Sorry?
Grade 6A.
එහෙම 6A. Okay, yes. Like, okay, perfect. So yes, likewise. Okay, yeah. So and then we can have tables and chairs and all this stuff, right? But perfect. So your answer is correct. So now, when it comes to the point you said about the playground doesn't have that type of a data point, right? Playground එකක් ඔයාට save කරලා තියාගන්න ඕනේද කියලා point එකක් තියෙනවා. But yes, if you have the idea, let's say මෙහෙම හිතමු, let's say if your school has 6 playgrounds, then you will have different names allocated to these playgrounds, right? Playgrounds 6ක් තියෙනවා නම් playground 1 2 3 4 නැත්තම් 9ක් තියෙයි නේ. එහෙම තියෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ. So then you can save the data. Got the idea?
Yes.
Okay. Hari. Okay. We'll write playground also. We mixed. We need another two major IT lab. Exactly. IT lab, or we can call it the computer lab. Okay. One more. One.
Assembly hall.
Sorry?
Assembly hall.
Yeah, we can call it assembly hall, or yeah, okay. What do we call it? Api damuda, shall we call it main halls? Is it okay? There's still another one. තව එකක් තියෙනවා. What is it? One more. Unaya, what do you think? Last one. You have music rooms, right? Music, art, and dancing. They should have their own dedicated rooms, if I'm not mistaken. So, are we done? Let's shall we call it the music room? Okay, perfect. Then that's enough. We can. So we added a lot to this. Teachers, students, classrooms, tables, chairs, staff, library, books, laboratory, canteen, playgrounds, IT labs, main hall and music room. Maru, perfect. Good work. Good work. Okay, then we jump into the next Last item, hospitals. හරි. Hospital එකේ මොනවද තියෙන්නේ? What are the data points we will require to save in an hospital?
Doctors, nurse,
Doctors. Api, let's go to the. So, who is there in a hospital?
patient,
Patients, exactly. So, patients need to have a name and all the details, right? So, patient. Let's start with patients. Okay, people who are getting medical help. I think it's better to write the whole thing down, Puta. Okay. Hi. So patients. So patients means people who are getting medical help. Hari. Okay. So who else?
theatre room,
Theatre room, but abhi ituru deka dalimu neda. We have doctors, and who else?
nurse,
Nurse. Okay. Nurses, doctors. Then what?
dentist,
Dentist. Okay, so actually the dentist um, falls under the same category as doctor, ne? Because dentist is a doctor, no? Right? So then, since we wrote down as doctors, then basically we mean all the types of doctors. So dental doctors, general doctors, where you see doctors at the outer patients department, OPD, or surgeons who does the surgery, and so on and so forth. Hari, okay. Apart from these three, now we found out the primary three types of information which we need to say, right? After that, there's another set of people who are like doing all the other work, like the maintenance work. What do you call them? මොකද කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන්ට? Shall we put them as staff? That's okay, no? Right? Staff, නැත්නම් we'll have to keep අපි පොඩ්ඩක් we'll change the word. We'll add it as support staff. That would be the best. So we can say support staff. Okay. Hi. Okay. What else? One of you said another point a few minutes ago. Theater room, exactly. Theater room. So theater, we call it theater room Or inside the hospital, we call it surgery theaters or surgery theater rooms. Okay, but in this case, we'll just keep it simple and we'll put it as theater room. Okay. Theater, Puta, we can remember the spellings correctly. So it's theater and it's Theatre, not the other way around. Hari, okay. So what is last point? Tavekak liam liu. Then we'll jump into the next. Where words exactly. Okay, now so when it comes to words, okay, what do we have inside words? Are the patients standing around?
Bedrooms.
Sorry?
Bedrooms.
No, I didn't get it.
Kitchen. Wheelchairs.
Wheelchairs, and yes, exactly. So all the patients stay on beds, right? So we have beds. Beds, and we'll have wheelchairs as well. Okay. Okay, that's perfect. We'll stop from this point. So did you write it down? So write these points down. You do get these type of questions in your papers, huh? So you might get a point where they have to write down, where you have to write down what are the type of information which you can have from a location. Hari, okay, did you write it down? Shall we jump? Onaya, all good? Okay, what about Tinander? Have you write it down? Did you wrote it down as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, then we'll jump to the next point. Nice. Okay, now you guys know how to understand what it is. Right? Nice, perfect. Okay, so then here we talk about. So what did we do? What we did now was we understood what are the data types or what are the types of information a location has, right? මොනවද තියෙන්නේ location එකකට, කියන්නේ location එක මොනවද තියෙන්නේ information save කරන්න පුළුවන් කියන එක. So that means we had now example when we look at the school, we had different. So if we look at the school, we had teachers, students, and classrooms, and so on and so forth. Now, when we take one particular data point or one particular set of information, let's take students, Harry. So when we take students, that means inside students, we have another big set of data. Up here, so the student can have a specific name similar to this. So Hari, so you have a student ID, right? So from your school, you get a student ID, and obviously you have a surname, right? සිංහලෙන් කියනවා වාසකම් කියලා. surname එකක් තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාට මුල් නමක් තියෙනවා, first name එක. Then obviously you have a gender, right? Either you're a boy or a girl, or male or female. And then here this is a class example. What you can see here is this is a school classroom example. So you have all the information of a classroom, right? So here you have so these three fields, and then you have another field called from tutor, which is this one, where it will basically have a name. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාව කවුද ඔයාව allocate කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. හරි. Then you have houses. So these are the houses. So Onaya, what was your house name at school? ඉස්කෝලේ houses තිබුණා නේද? Sports meet, for sports meet they put you in houses?
Yes, sir.
What was your name, house name?
Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard.
Okay, so those three are the houses. Okay. So you were in which house?
Oxford.
Oxford. Okay. Okay. So only three houses.
Yes, sir.
3 houses. Nice. Okay. What about Dinanya? How many houses did your school have?
3.
3. Okay. And what are the names?
Ruby, Diamond,
And what's the third one?
can't remember that.
Can't remember. Okay. What was yours house? You're in Diamond.
Yes,
Okay, okay, nice. It's easy, no? Now, Oxford, Cambridge, that's a bit hard because when you want to do the sports meet, you decorate your house, ne? Oxford, Cambridge, it will be really hard to decorate your house. But Ruby and Diamond, it's easy. You just cut a ruby and you can put it there. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. Now, here you can see now these all these students, they do have their houses as well. So from this column, and then we have the birthday, and at the last item they have a bus number. Bus number thing in the sense, හිතන්න මෙහෙම එකක්. So just think you guys so let's say this is so in this sample we can say this is some sort of a set of data where we have a list of students which is going for going out for our sports meet. හිතන්න බස් එකක ඔක්කොමලා යනවා sports meet එකට. So this is a list of students which the teacher is going to get. So we have the student ID. From here we have the student ID, and then we have the surname, we have the first name, then the gender, then who is the teacher in charge. You also have a teacher in charge of your house name. So this can be the teacher in charge. I don't know, can be. And then you have the house, you have the birthday, and you have a bus number. So what you see here is known as a database. Okay. So this database, what we have is some set of information or data stored so that you can read it later on. So the idea is, here we say information is saved as records. Okay. So now let's say let's do write this part down. So okay, give me 1 second. I'll put this in. Oh, sorry. Let me write it down. Okay. So can you guys write this part down? So the title is what is a database. So a database is information or data which is stored in a computer, and information is stored as records. Okay. Hello, who joined? Sihas. Hi Sihas, how are you?
Hi, sir.
Hi. Okay, so you joined a little bit late, but don't worry, I will. So once the class is over, I will share the video URL with you guys so that
Sir,
you're.
I'm grade 6.
Sorry?
Sir, I'm grade 6.
You are? Sorry, I didn't hear you clearly.
Sir, I'm in grade 6.
Okay, you're in grade 6. Okay, yeah. So we started following the Inspire book. So we started today the lesson with Unit 1, and so we started it at 4 o'clock actually. So I will. So once the lesson is done, we'll share the link so that you can go through it and see. Okay, but yes, stick with us and let's jump in. So others, did you write it down? All good, Onaya and Hani? Okay. Dinanya, are you done as well?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay. Now, okay. So now, as you know, so that's the way of representing the data, right? So now let's see this database structure. So now, as we discussed last week also, data is something unstructured, right? So example is like if you have this, if you look at this student ID, this one, right? So this student ID is just a number නේ මේක නිකම්ම නිකන් number එකක්නේ මේ number එකේ you don't have anything in this, right? I mean, if you take this as a number, now let's say if I tell you 109,877, uh, you will be like, what is it, right? You won't know what's the meaning of that. But if I give you this entire set of information starting from 109,877, then when you read this full line of information, you can get a clear idea that this number belongs to this student, right? So that's how we convert data into information. Okay, so and in the database we write the information as in rows. Okay, so these are rows and these are rows and these are individual columns. Okay, so we have the student ID column. Student ID column has the student ID record, and this is a specific row which will basically contain this set of informations. Okay, so just try to wrap your mind around this. When we jump in, you guys will understand it more. Okay, so in this example you can actually see this is all information connected to each other, and as I explained, we have the different what do you call these again? We have
Columns.
columns, exactly. We have the columns. So we have different columns to represent different data points. Okay. Now, since we have the, since now you guys have the idea about how to put the data, right? Let's do a small activity. So we have a giraffe. Okay. Now, okay, we have a giraffe. Right? Now, when you look at this giraffe, what are the, so we have to come up with the, with 5 fields for this animal. හරි. දැන් අපි කලින් දැක්කා for the student we had a certain set of fields, right? Student had the first name, the last name, birthday, the gender, and so on and so forth, right? So what shall, let's write this for a giraffe. Okay, so let me create a table quickly. So for this I am going to use, okay, so hold on, for this I'm going to directly use Google Drive. And so hold on, I'll show you guys how to do this. So when you go to, so you will have to use your one of your accounts, your parents accounts, if you have it. So you just go to Google and then you can actually click on something and you can create a new Google sheet like this. Okay, so this Google sheet, we can now use this Google sheet to add our details and add the particular fields. Okay, so let's jump into the sheet.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Is this Google search?
No, this is from the Google Drive. Okay, let me show you how it works. Okay, so this is what you need to do. You can go to google.com. Okay, and in google.com you need to have a login. Okay, so because you must be logged into google.com now. After that you can search as Google Drive and then you can go into the Google Drive folder. So when you go here you will see basically, so in my drive, since I have some content, you guys can see all set of folders. Now here all you need to do is you click on new and you can open Google Sheets. Okay, so you can do this on any machine. You do not need Microsoft Word or Excel. As long as you have an internet connection, you can do this. Okay, so the reason I am going forward with Google Drive is because then I can share this file with you so that you can click on it and see how it works. So example is in here, when you go to the top, here you can see we have a share option and then I can actually add a name. So let's add a name, grade 6 Inspire Computing Unit 1 database. Okay, so I saved it and now I can give access. So when I change this to anyone with the access, okay, now done. Now when I copy the link, I will send it on the WhatsApp group, but I will share this on the chat as well for the moment. So I just shared it on the chat, as well as I will send it right now in our WhatsApp group. Hold on. Now when I send this, you guys can click on the link and you guys can see what I am doing right now as well. So you can see it live how it works. Hurry. Okay, now you guys can see the rows and the columns, right? Perfect. So now let's start by working on the structure. So going back to our document, we have the giraffe. Okay, so මොනවද මේ giraffe ට ඕනේ? මෙයාගේ What are the fields the giraffe has? Let's start. Now, there's a field 1, right? Field 1, length of the neck, right? So, this is there. We'll enter it. So, I'm just going to take a small pick of the top, and we have the length of the neck. Hari, okay. Come on, what else? ඔනය කියන්න බා එකක්. Tell me a field.
Length of legs.
Length of legs. Okay. Okay. What else? තව මොනවද?
Length of tail.
Length of its tail. Okay. So, what else?
Numbers of legs.
Number of
Leg.
number of legs. Number of legs. Giraffe character number of legs. Have you seen a giraffe with more than 4 legs? කවුල් අතරට වඩා නෑ නේද? So I don't think that's going to be a valid field. Yeah, think about some basic things.
Colors.
Colors also okay. Aha, අපි colors සුද්දා. Okay. Colors සුද්දා. Colors and what else? අපි නිකමට මේ බලමුද ජිරාෆ්ගේ colors. Okay, yeah. Apparently there are different types of colors also, no? They do have different types of colors. Okay, on that. Okay, we can say colors too. හැබැයි එහෙම ලොකු කලර්ස් ගොඩක් නෑ නේ. මේ බලන්නකෝ මෙයාගේ හැටි. somebody colored him. Okay. Technically okay. Yeah, okay. Let's put colors. Okay. What else? Think about some generic things. Generic කියන්නේ අර common දේවල් ටිකක් හිතන්න බා.
Eyes.
Bad, I think number of eyes, so giraffe has only 2 eyes, no? Think about, okay, maybe then. Okay, now, the way you guys have to think is, things which can change. Okay, so, number of feet, like number of legs and number of eyes, number of nostrils, will not change, right? Unless he gets into accident or something, නැත්තම් කකුල් තුනේ ජිරාෆ් කෙනෙක් ඉන්නේ, obviously they will have 4 legs. So think about the factors which can change. එහෙම බැලුවම මොනවද එන්නේ? So think. Sihas, what do you, any suggestions?
Height.
Exactly, height.
Can you say again?
Yeah, so the question is, yes, we are looking for specific points of fields or data points of a giraffe. data point එකක් කියන්නේ giraffe කෙනෙක්ගේ මොනවාද change වෙන්න පුළුවන් data. What are the data which can be changed? In the sense, the height, the length of the neck, length of its feet or legs, right? And so far what we added was අපි මේ tail එක අයින් කරමු. tail එක it's not nice. අපි මේ දෙක හොඳයි. හරි. තව එකක් දෙන්න බෑ. So this activity is asking for 5 නේ.
Why?
Sorry? මොකද්ද මම white? Wave.
So the width,
Height and the no.
width,
Height and the width. width එක කියන්නේ ඉතින් මහත බලන්න වෙනවා එහෙම වුණොත්. I think apart from that we don't have a point, right? නෑ ඒකත් හරියන්නේ නෑ. So තව එකක් හිතන්න. Just one more.
weight,
Weight. Yes. Perfect. හරි weight. Okay. What else? බලමු ඇත්තටම ජිරාෆ් කෙනෙක් කොච්චර බරද කියලා. අම්බෝ 1200 kilos. ටොන් 1.2ක් බරයි. Okay. And female is 830 kilos. ඒ කියන්නේ ගෑනු සතා පොඩ්ඩක් බර අඩුයි. පිරිමි සතා බර වැඩි. Okay. Okay. අපි තව එකක් තියෙනවා colors, height and weight and one more තව එකක් හිතන්න බෑ. Last one එකක්. We just talked about it. I just now told the field. What is it? මොකද්ද දාන්න පුළුවන්? Gender. Male the female the key. Right? Let's add gender. Okay. Hurry. Okay. Now we have a full set of fields. Okay. So let's add some sample information. අපි මේ ටික ගමු. දැන් මේකට අපි දැන් දාන්න එපා. So අපි දාමු information ටික. So let's use Google to find some information. හරි. So giraffe weight. Now we know the weight. අපි දාමු weight එක. Let's put 1200 කියලා. හරි. 1200 weight එක let's put it as kg, kilograms. හරි. Okay, 1200. Gender male. Height එක බලමු. Let's see the height of an average giraffe. So apparently giraffe height is 18 feet. අඩි 18ක් 18 feet or 5.5 meters. Okay. සෑහෙන giraffe height. Okay, so අඩි 18ක්. So I am 6 feet. So a giraffe is like 3 times my height. So yeah, it's a lot. Okay, අපි මෙහෙම දාමු height එක. Let's put this as feet, right? FT. Let's put it as 18. Colors කොහොමද කරන්නේ? Giraffe colors. So see, okay. So answer explanation. Giraffe skin has patterns of dark brown, orange, chestnut spots broken up by white or cream color stripes. Hadi. Okay, we are learning about giraffes also now. Okay, let's put apidamu. Let's dark brown. I'll put these two, dark brown and orange. Okay, dark brown and orange. Hari. Okay, length of legs. Let's see that how to find this data. Okay, so it says a giraffe's legs are about 6 feet. 1.8 meters. So that means if I stand with a giraffe, I would be up to his chest level, right? I will be so one of his feet will be my height. Okay, so I'll add ft to this as well. Huh? Don't write this. Let me add this first. Huh? So ft. Now length of neck. So let's check that as well. Giraffe length of neck 6 feet, 6.5 feet. Ah, okay, that's also good. So let's put ft here and apidamu 6.5. Nice. Now, since we have added this here, let's select all and we can make it center and api make damu column එකක් ඇතුලේ. So let's put some columns in it. Nice. Okay, now we have a nice clear table with the data. Hari. Okay, you guys clear on what we did? Okay, now perfect. So let me switch back and so okay, perfect. So guys, I hope you got the point. So we were talking about the length. So sorry, we were talking about the fields of a giraffe, and then we came up with the types. Okay, now clear neda? Got the full idea? All good? Hari. Okay, I'll give you few minutes. Can you write this down? මෙහෙම තමයි table එකක් හදන්නේ. So you can write it in the same paper, same book. මේ ලස්සන කොටු ටිකක් ගහලා. Is it clear? Can you guys read this? Onaya, you can read it, right? Hari. Dinan, you can also read it, right? It's clear. Do you want me to zoom it in?
No, sir.
Ha. Okay. Make a ලස්සනට ලියන්න. මේක ගහන්න ලස්සන structure එක. So you know how to. So we just did some research and we came up with a data structure. So yes, you can work on that when you go home. So go through the recording, please, so that you can follow up what we did. So others take a little bit of time and write this down. Okay. How is it going? Hi. Okay. I'll I'll jump to. ඉවර තව තියෙනවා. Okay. I think it's better we continue. So, Onaya, done? You got it down? Okay. What about Dinanya? Are you okay as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice, perfect. If you guys need to go through it, I will be sharing the recordings so you can easily go through it and see. Super. So we understood how to understand how to get the details. So I showed you guys how to find details also on Google, and we just filled it up. Alright. So now this particular technology, what we did was now basically the process of saving some information, data, right? The data ටික, now there are several drawbacks of okay, back to the beginning now. Let's say you guys now wrote it down. Now you have a table with some information about a giraffe, right? But there's a problem, right? Now what you have is known as a hard copy. We call it a hard copy because now that is on hard paper. You wrote it down, it's on hard paper. The problem is, now let's say let's say Una and Dinanya, both of you go to, you work at the school, work at the zoo. Let's say you guys are zookeepers, and you want to keep a record of all the giraffes in අපේ දෙහිවල zoo එකේ ඉන්න giraffe ල ඔක්කොමලගේ details ටික තියාගන්න ඕනේ දැන් දෙන්නට. හරි. Now let's say you have this table which we just created, and you enter all the details of the giraffes in this table and you keep it on a piece of paper. But the problem is that paper, it's just paper, right? That can get damaged. ඉතින් මොන හරියලා කොලේ නැති වෙනවා. It can get deep, it can, you have a chance to lose the paper, as well as who knows, sometimes there can be points like මොකක් කරලා damage වෙන්න පුළුවන්, නැත්නම් තෙමෙන්න පුළුවන්. තෙමිලා it might get blurred, right? So there are multiple ways where the data can get damaged. So because of that, and since you cannot redo it, හිතන්න මෙහෙම එකක්, දැන් මේ ඔනාය දෙන්න ගිහිල්ලා, now you basically measure all the giraffes. අර tape එකක් අරන් ගිහුගේ උසම අයින්නවා. හරි, බෙල්ල තිකම අයින්නවා. හරි, let's say you do all this measuring and all the stuff, and you finally get a full view of all the giraffes in the zoo. But after that, what happens if you lose it like that? Then all your work, all your hard work, all the time you spent, it's all gone, right? So sometimes it might be impossible to get it back also. Let's say if one giraffe was transferred from Dehiwala to some other zoo, then again you will have to go there, and sometimes it will be impossible for you to get that exact information again. That's why we save it on a computer. So when you save the details on a computer, that's going to be there forever, because the computer system will obviously store the data in a proper database, and you will be able to consume it from that particular database. So for that, what we use is known as a database management system. Okay, we also call it as a DBMS. DBMS, a database management system. Okay, so these are the softwares we use to store, create, and search data. Okay, so what we just went through was the data collection process. Now we understood. Now we know that once you collect the data, once you have the columns and the tables, now you need to have a method of storing it. So for that, we use a DBMS. So now let's jump in and see what is a DBMS. So before that, can I ask you a few questions, because we are almost there at the end of the session. So let me ask you guys some questions, and then we can basically move to the next part next week. So okay, Onaya, now what do you think about databases? Why they are useful?
To store data, to store information.
Yeah, to store information, and what else? Why do you think it's useful?
To text.
To text. Text in the sense, you mean to save text, is it? Save text, Hari. Okay. But what about the other benefits, like to search the data?
To analyze.
To analyze, exactly. To analyze, and you can search also, right? Let's say if we Africa, we get all the animals into the database. Then let somebody ask you, if somebody asks you to give a list of animals who lives in that area, you can search, right? You can search, and you should be able to get all the information about that particular animal, right? Okay, so that's why we want to have that database. Okay, then let's talk about this question also. So what kind of data you think would be included in a dentist's database? Oh, then gila thina dentist කෙනෙක් out. Okay, nice. So let's say if we have a dentist's database, a database for a dentist, what do you think it will have? Think. There is no such thing as a wrong answer, so just tell me anything. Shall we start with Dinanya? What do you think? Dentist database එක මොනවද තියෙන්න පුළුවන්? Come on. Okay, so what did we had in the hospital database?
Patients.
We had patients, exactly. So dentist also. So Onaya, when you went to visit the dentist, obviously they saved your details, right? So your information, your name, your age, your parents' name. Most of the time they might have saved your parents' mobile number, contact details, right? So that's the patient's information. After that, මොනවද කරේ? So why did you go to the dentist? What was the treatment you received?
They will be using equipment such as drills and tools for removing the plaque.
Perfect. Yes, correct. Okay. So all those tools and details will be saved as well, right? So a dentist has a lot of like small equipment where they used to drill, clean up, and do all sorts of activities when it comes to cleaning and repairing teeth. Right? So obviously they need to have a full database of that, as well as yes, since this is part of a hospital type of a thing, so obviously they have staff, they have this, I can't remember the exact word you call it, but that chair you go and sit on when you go to the dentist, that with all these small lights and all this stuff. So they need to have details of that, as well as mainly medicine. So they administer injections and painkillers, they give medicine, they give capsules, tablets and all. So all those information also has to be there, right? So in the database, we will have all these details pushed in, and it will be the main set of data we have, right? Okay, so perfect. I know you guys are on track. Okay, so let me just explain this part, and then we can put the rest to the next week. So next lesson is lesson 2 is basically creating a table and running some basic queries. Okay, so here again, as I explained you in the previous one, we have a objective, right? So this sign, this bullseye sign, the sign with the arrow. So this is basically mentioning what is the objective. මේ session එක ඉවරුනහම අපි ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ මොකක්ද කියන එක. හරි. So in this lesson we will be creating a table and learn how to filter and sort the data to search this information. So here we will be learning on that part. And then here we will be learning also the type of keywords and different terms which will be used in a spreadsheet. So in this case we use Google. Okay, so before we jump to it, so we need to discuss about few points. So okay, so I want you guys to do two things. So next week when you come for the class, make sure that you have access to a spreadsheet. Okay, so options දෙකක් තියෙනවා. You can either go with Google Drive and you can use Google, or if you are using a laptop, you can, if you have Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Microsoft Office, then you can use Microsoft Excel. So Onaya, you are using a laptop, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so in this laptop, do you have Excel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. What about Dinanya? Are you using a laptop?
I am doing the meeting from the tab and I have.
You have a laptop, right?
Yes.
Nice, perfect. Do you have Excel on the laptop?
Yes.
Then nice. Okay. So since everybody has Excel, then I will do that as well. But I will show you guys both Excel and the Google Sheets, because then if anyone who is watching this video, if you don't have Excel, then you have the option of going forward with the Google Sheet. Okay. So I want you guys to do a little bit, like a small homework. Okay, now the homework is in this page. We have 3 different animals. Okay, so I want you to write down a small note for the fields, okay, complete the following fields for the database for these three animals. Right? So write it down. So animal, kawda, cat, can it fly, okay, has number of legs, lives in groups or lives in land. Likewise. Okay, so write this down and you can either upload it into the LMS. So ගොඩාක් ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Just write down the name. පුළුවන් නම් just draw a small picture of a cat, a bee and a penguin and write the type of fields and enter the information, and then we can start next week, because this information we need to create the database during the next class, so that we have these fields of data and we can put them into a information like a database. Okay, so is it clear? Is the homework clear? Onaya, is it clear what you need to do? All good? Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. So, Sihas, you also please do work on it. Watch the video. I will share this online, and I will share the URL. So, go through the video and get this done, and we can easily jump to the next part. Super. Okay. Thanks. Thanks a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. Any questions?